Humans of the Cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we are taking a look at more Master Duel shenanigans. I'm very early into the game. I'm still going through a lot of the solo mode stuff just to get free gems, just to get free stock going up into earning more packs and stuff, building on top of that. And honestly, it's pretty good. I know one of the biggest questions that a lot of people had was, what was the money system going to be? What was the gem system going to be? And I think they did a pretty good job overall. There, it seems to be pretty decently easy to kind of farm gems and stuff, and then when you buy packs, you can trade in extra cards that you get of certain rarities to get more of the whatever they're called, like the CR, the UR, or the SR tokens towards just straight up buying whatever card you want. If you sell any random ultra rare, if it's just straight up an ultra rare, you get 10 of those like points or whatever, and it takes 30 to buy one copy of any ultra rare in the entire game. So it's actually pretty good. It's not like they just have Ash Blossoms at like 100 points and then like, you know, something else that's still an ultra rare but not nearly as generically splashable, or like that just at like, I don't know, 20 or 30. Every single ultra rare seems to be at 30. Same thing with the supers, same thing with the rare, same thing with the commons, but they just are a little they're just a little easier to get those cards and trade them in. So I like the system. I haven't spent a single dime on this, and I actually already have a good amount of this. This is the deck I'm currently working on. I'm missing a couple things here. I'm missing my gammas. I'm missing a terraforming, couple of these, and this is like almost like as meta as I want to build Zephyrs. Like this is like as I would build in real life if I had access to every card in existence, and this is all I'm really missing. Couple extra deck cards, but these are one-offs, right? Extra deck cards, you may be like, they're all ultra rares because they're extra deck cards. But the good thing is you usually don't need 3 of extra deck monsters, so that you only need to drop 30 on each one and you move on. There, so I'm almost there with this. I honestly just need to grind a little bit more or get some more packs, then I can trade in for a couple more ultra rares, because I can already get 2 right now, but I obviously, as you can see, I need kind of a few. I need more super rare than anything else. The other deck that I already built is Marine Cess, and this one's pretty built at this point. The main thing I'm missing here is hand traps. I did go ahead and drop points on the Max C's just because it's legal. I've never been able to play Yu-Gi-Oh when Max C was legal, so I was just curious to try it out. You get the 1 Ash Blossom for doing the like the combo, the bundle, as well as you get that's how you get the Solemn Judgment, and I thought there was one other thing. Oh, the Lightning Storm, which I don't have visible here, but I do have it. But yeah, pretty much it's pretty easy to get. I mean, you just go, once you unlock the specific door to the archetype you're trying to build, I would open up like maybe 2 sets of 10 packs, and usually you'll get a handful of a lot of you'll get most of the commons, most of the rares, some of the supers, and maybe 1 or 2 of the ultras if you're lucky throughout those packs. And then from there, you just kind of scoop up the rest with whatever points you got. You're going to pull some ultra rares, so you just sell some of those ultras and supers. And then from there, you just take those points and you scoop up the rest of what you're missing. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Farming the gems to even go in and do this is really doesn't take that long. I like it. I mean, that's mainly the main focus of this video. Is I think it's a pretty good system as far as if you don't want to spend money, you don't have to. Which is really cool. I will say though, the one thing that is going to be kind of a bitch if you don't want to spend any money at all is going to be the generic cards. I'm talking about your hand traps. I'm talking about your Ice Dragon's Prisons, your Solemn Strikes. If you want to have all of those generic cards, I mean, look at the cards I'm playing right here. Yes, I earned the Monster Reborn by doing one of the solo missions, but look at these. Like, these should be hand traps. I mean, this is Marine Cess, right? You just want to set up your Marine Cess combo, and you want to have hand traps to draw into off of the Link 4, but I don't really have that. So I'm you know, coming back and I'm saying I gotta just play the traps. They're just decent generic cards to draw. So farming until you have enough for like all of those generic cards is going to be a little bit of a kick in the nuts, but it is what it is, right? If you're willing to just drop a lump sum just to make sure you have it out the gate, that works. I'm trying to prove a point by just saying, like, I don't want to spend any money on this game whatsoever and see how far I can get. And so far it's working out pretty well. I definitely recommend just kind of picking an archetype and just kind of going after it, because once you get an archetype fully developed and like at a point where it's actually somewhat competent, this isn't like the most optimal Marine Cess build ever, but it's competent, right? Like this could surprise some more meta decks just because it's like they're all decent cards in this deck here. And then once you're there, you can farm way easier because you have a competent deck that's just going to run through all the practice stuff super quick, or low tier people on the ladder, and just you'll farm gems pretty quick, and then you can move on to other archetypes. But yeah, it's working out well. The structure decks are like whatever. Like honestly, the structure decks are kind of weak for sure, but it is what it is. I'm pretty happy with where everything kind of turned out. But that's gonna do it for here. Let me know your thoughts down below if you've messed around with it. What have been your favorite decks? I know people were trying to figure out like what's the best deck to go after, which means it's like most of its cards are low rarity, maybe only having 1 or 2 ultra rares, and also maybe doesn't play a lot of the generic cards you're gonna need. So if you want to farm, it'd be a deck that isn't playing a lot of hand traps, isn't playing a lot of those generic cards that are going to be all ultra rares and you need 3 of them, but also is low rarity in of itself. I've heard people talk about Prank Kids being pretty good, but I do think Prank Kids plays a good amount of hand traps, so there's that. But the Prank Kid archetype itself is very low rarity. I've heard people talk about Bird Up. Apparently Tri-Brigade and Leerlisk both are super low rarity, so I've heard people talk about that. And I'm sure there are other ones as well, but those are just some of the early ones I heard people talking about there. So let me know your thoughts down below. Be curious to hear. Kind of just keeping an update here, and then later on, hopefully I'll get you some actual profiles, some actual progress here on generic stuff, and maybe some duels as well. Very excited for that. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you again. Subscribe if you haven't. You want to see more stuff from me down the line. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.